Okay, let's dive in. Today, we're really getting into something raw, something I think really connects the world with the Bazanji paints in his song Trap.
Mm-hmm.
Our source is the lyric transcript you shared, and our mission, basically to unpack what these lyrics tell us about, internal struggles, outside pressures.
And finding resilience through it all.
Exactly, finding that strength.
And right off the bat, that core feeling, it's just so strong, isn't it? This sense of being trapped.
Totally.
Not just by things outside, but like inside yourself. The lyrics say it, trapped inside of my body.
Yeah, and memories stuck in my mind. I don't want to think about them anymore. It's so vivid, feeling stuck in your own skin, your own past.
It really is. And what's interesting is how that internal fight,
The battling demons, yeah, not acting myself.
right, that personal stuff, it's happening right alongside these huge external demands, people depending on me, having that whole lot of weight on my shoulders.
So how does that work? You're fighting inside, but the world outside still needs you to perform, to carry things?
Well, that's the tension, isn't it? The lyrics really show that even with that external load, even knowing people depend on you, it doesn't make the internal struggle less lonely. He says, I'm in a world of my own and nobody coming to save me,
Wow.
followed by, I gotta do what I can and figure it out on my own. It kind of highlights that, well, support is great, but sometimes that deep inner work, it feels like you have to do it alone.
You have to find it in yourself.
Exactly. Find that core strength.
Which brings up this sort of paradox in the song. He reflects on working to end up where I am, like reaching a goal.
Right. Hitting a milestone you aimed for.
But then the feeling isn't relief, it's, I feel like I'm starting to drown. How do you make sense of that? Getting what you wanted, but feeling like you're sinking.
Yeah. I think it speaks volumes about how, external success doesn't just magically fix what's inside. You might get the job, the relationship, whatever you thought would make things okay. But if you haven't dealt with the internal stuff, that pressure, or maybe emptiness, it can feel even worse in that new situation.
So the goal is met, but the you who got there is still struggling.
Precisely. And the new place might even add new pressures. So yeah, drowning, it shows growth isn't just a straight lineup, Sometimes the biggest tests come after you think you've won.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about the state you arrive in, not just the arrival.
Mm-hmm.
But even feeling like he's drowning, there's still fight there, isn't there? He admits he's losing my balance.
Yeah, acknowledges the struggle.
But then immediately counters with keeping my feet on the ground.
Yeah.
And that strategy, a step at a time.
Absolutely. That's the resilience starting to show. It's not about suddenly feeling okay. It's about the action, the commitment to move forward anyway.
Even when it feels overwhelming.
Especially then. A step at a time. That's how you handle feeling paralyzed, right? Break it down. Just the next step.
And then there's this real shift in mindset that comes through. Moving from trapped and drowning to actively reframing things.
Seeing beauty inside of the madness.
Yeah, and saying it's only a phase. He's not denying the pain. My soul's been taking some damage, but...
But he pivots, right, to it'll make me stronger than the rest. That's powerful.
It's like choosing to find meaning, find future strength in the middle of the hard stuff.
Yeah, that's turning damage into fuel, isn't it? And it's not just hoping, it feels earned, like based on experience.
Because he says, already been through this part of the journey, know that I get up and do it again.
Exactly. That line grounds it. It's like, I know this feeling, I know this fight, and I know I can get through it because I have before. That past experience builds the confidence for now.
Which all leads up to that final declaration, that real self-belief. Nobody ever be counting me out. I know that I'll be coming back with a win.
Mm-hmm. From cornered alone to acknowledging the hurt but using it, drawing on the past.
To fuel this certainty about the future, about winning.
So the journey these lyrics map out, it's from feeling deeply trapped, overwhelmed inside and out, through that gritty process of finding your feet, taking those small steps.
And then reaching this place of reframing,
Right.
where the damage itself becomes proof of strength.
Yeah, proof of future strength leading to this conviction, I'll be coming back with a win.
It really suggests that maybe the very first step towards that win is just being brave enough to admit how trapped you feel.
Couldn't agree more. Sometimes you have to name the darkness, to even start looking for the light switch.
So thinking about all this,
Yeah.
what does finding beauty inside of the madness mean for you? And maybe how could just acknowledging that feeling of being trapped in your body, your past, your situation, how could that be the key first step towards finding your own strength to come back with a win?
Something definitely worth reflecting on.